Today we're talking with Mike Litzsinger, who is a miracle mechanic. Mike, tell us about your motorcycle.
It's brainchild. It's a think piece.
Show us what you got. Well, tell us about this motor. This motor came off a Edger, right?
An Edger, a lawn Edger.
And you got it for free, right?
Right.
And it wasn't working, right?
No.
And what did you do to fix it?
It was a vacuum leak inside the carburetor, so I fixed the vacuum leak. It was a simple fix, and then ultimately I took the lawn Edger motor mount, flipped it upside down, and made it a motor mount on here so I can fasten it to the existing bike rack. And then I took another lawn Edger and made a trailer hitch out of its handle system, and then bent the steel to the contour of the fender, and then affixed the tail light to that.
Okay, now look in the middle of the back wheel, and you see there's another wheel that you put in there, and didn't you bend the frame to make it fit?
Okay, on the width of the original bike tire, wheel, spokes, and everything, with another wheel from a smaller bicycle that I took thumb screws and drilled out to make an adjusting sprocket down here. What I had to do was take a car jack, a scissor jack, and then stretch this side of the frame out an inch without questioning the integrity of the bike and or making it look silly without making it look bent up. So if you had an overhead shot, this side of the bike bends out to maintain the frame and be able to fit the mechanics of the belt drive system that's going in here.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to run a belt from, now this is a centrifugal clutch right here.
Centrifugal clutch. So
like you'd use on a go-kart?
Right.
And so that doesn't really engage until the speed of the motor goes up, right?
Right, it goes up to, you can adjust the RPM of the motor when the clutch engages. So you can start the motor, then have throttle control up here, which is a bike brake that I bought from Walmart for $4.
And you ran it right here to the carburetor, right?
That's what I'm working on right now. This will come around here to the linkage, to right there. It comes through here, and then that'll pull my throttle.
So your throttle is going to be on the handle of the bike up here.
Right.
And then you got that cable running here, and that's going to control the speed of the motor.
Right.
Which is going to then go to this pulley system here.
Clutch.
And it's going to go down to that pulley, or what do you call that you just put on the...
I guess I would call it a pulley, because that's in reality what it is. It's a big pulley, but it's a 15-inch bicycle wheel that I've drilled out according to each spoke.
And so what's going to happen is you're going to move the motor over a little, and you're going to have that V-belt go from here down to there and drive the wheel.
Okay, this pulley system will go, I don't want the motor too offset to
you want to keep it balanced.
Right, and plus it looks better. So through this hole, I'm going to have this bolted through there. This belt will go from here to there, and then there'll be another pulley right here that will go straight down to this. So
that handles your offset.
Right. This is a primary shaft here, obviously, and this is a secondary shaft that will then ultimately drive the back tire.
Okay. Well, that's so cool. Now let me ask you a question. This motor cost you nothing, right? Because you had to fix it.
Right.
And you found that in these two-cycle motors like this one, that the majority of the time it's a compression issue, because you have to have compression for it to pull gasoline in.
Right.
And so what you did was you sprayed carburetor cleaner or something on it?
Yeah, then that's what found my vacuum leak.
And so when you sprayed it on the area, you thought you might have a vacuum leak, and it started running, then you knew to put something there like sealant and fix it.
Which new gasket in there, which actually I didn't put the gasket in yet because I'll remove all this to paint it to match the bike. But I will have another gasket in there a new one, so I have longevity out of it.
Uh-huh.
But it was a vacuum leak.
So you're planning to fix this up and take it to NASCAR to sell, or what, auction?
To raffle.
To raffle.
Yeah.
Because people would be real interested in a bike like this, because you got the little bike, and it's run by the 2-cycle motor, which and it is actually pretty elegant the way you're setting it up, especially once you paint it to match. And then it'll pull a little cart.
Right.
Okay, so the motor was free, and so that's $0. How much was the bike?
The bike was 70. It originally is 149, but I got it on sale at Academy for 73 or 79 or something.
Okay, and the reason you got it is because you had a little support back here that you had for books or something.
Right.
And you use that.
That is the original bike frame.
And so that became a good place to mount your motor. Right here. And so the motor goes up here, and you were fortunate that this frame actually had a place to drill that was accurate with the footing of the motor.
Right.
And so that saved you having to build a mount for the motor.
Absolutely, and I believe that Huffy designed the bike to carry a baby seat back here. So I know the welds are pretty stout, pretty strong. And then I plan on isolating the vibration of the motor with rubber grommets, you know, to not make it shake so much, because it will shake. A 3-horse motor or a 5-horse Briggs counts on the balance of a blade hanging on it. That's its counterbalance, like a lawnmower blade or something. So I've removed that blade, and now it has to count on isolation of, you know, to isolate the vibration so it doesn't shake the whole bike to death.
Sort of like what would be on an air conditioner motor.
Right.
Okay. And well, that is really something.
So, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I've got bolts here to hold a kitchen fire extinguisher for safety, and naturally in the back I'll have 2 flags hanging off, American flag and a NASCAR flag.
So this is the NASCAR bike.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Texas Motor Speedway 2011.
Well, I think that's exciting. Well, I appreciate you taking time to talk to us about your bike.
All right.
Okay, we'll look at part 2 on YouTube in a little bit.
Okay.